when you used to go for movies, then uh, you used to eat a lot whenever you got opportunity.
I don't like to eat when I'm in the cinema hall.
Then when you will eat?
I will eat
What
either before the movie or after the movie.
and will fart while you were in the movie?
I think I seldom fart in the movie hall or something. I will keep the fart so it doesn't come out.
And then
I will release it after that.
where?
Outside the cinema hall. I don't want to poison other people.
But in the interval you must be eating.
I don't eat interview, no. I just
Eat.
From the start to the end of the movie, I don't eat usually. At most, I buy the soft drink.
What soft drink?
Coca-Cola, Pepsi.
And what about other people there?
Other people, they will eat popcorns,
And
nuggets, fries, fish balls.
they will be going out while the movie is playing, or they will only in interval?
They will. Normally we buy the food, enter the hall and sit, and until the end of the movie we'll eat inside.
No,
There's no interval.
No interval in your place.
No, there's no interval. The movie will show for the
Why?
2 hours. I don't know, it's like that here, Sonny. There's no interval.
No, but the movies, in movies it is written intermission, interval, then what happens at that time?
I think for our country that part is removed.
So movies are of usually what duration?
2 hours, at most 3 hours, but seldom have 3 hours movie.
So if it is 3 hours, there will be no interval.
No intervals for me.
Nothing will come.
Me,
Nothing will come in between.
Nothing.
You cannot order anything.
You have to go out of the hall to order.
If you have to go out, then you bring it or you eat outside.
Bring it inside.
So they go out or not? Why? Huh?
they normally people will buy before the movie and they will stay in there. They won't buy in the middle.
How people are just, they have nothing inside. They feel so empty. They are so bored. Because these kind of movies, all complex and all those things are new here. So, and even if there are like Inox and all those movies which are cinemas where there are many screens at the same place, because they are expensive, tickets are expensive, whatever you eat is expensive, more expensive than in normal halls. So mostly rich fatty people will go there, and if you see them, they're just complete idiots. They have no content. They have only container in which they go on feeling things from outside. They can't just sit silently. They're so restless. While the movie will be playing, they're going out, bringing something to eat all the time, full of, with like a tray, and then there are big, popcorn in this big size. Where I was sitting, it was, it's called lounge, where you can just lie down. So The whole family was sitting on the other side. Only the man was sitting on this side. So the son came before the movie began. He came that the mother is saying that buy popcorn and all those things. So he wanted money, or he wanted his father to go with him. So he bought for them good amount of things on a tray, and he was sitting on my side. Then after some time the son came again with something. He said that the mother is saying give it to him. No, first he came, he said that mother is saying you both of you eat together, so I will sit with you. He said I will eat later, you go and eat. And then after some time the son brings something. He said the mother is saying give it to him. It's so, these people are just worthless kind. You have come to watch a meaningful movie, a man who has played such a prominent role in this country, such a significant man, and you are so childish and so immature. You have so much time, you could have eaten it afterwards, you could have gone to any restaurant. No one can do two things together well. That means you are missing both the things. You are neither eating, but you have to somehow just go on filling things inside. The real thing is that they are lacking in love. They are lacking in meditativeness. So they need always to fill that emptiness which is created because of lack of love, lack of awareness, lack of meditativeness. They're so bored. They are in far worse state than any animals. Once the animal has eaten, he forgets food. Then he enjoys. He sits somewhere or whatever he does, but but our hunger, for most of the human being, their hunger is all mostly psychological. It's not real. They are addicted to food. They are not eating because they need it. They are eating because they are compelled to eat, because they have nothing better to do. So many times this idiot son came, and his father refused. I thought he has some intelligence. He said I will eat later on. But then when the son started bringing, then I think he must have been also desiring to eat. Maybe he had bad experience before, so he was not eating. But then maybe he was handpacked also. How could he refuse what his wife is saying? And what they are doing is that they are just emptying the purse of the man who earns everything. And the wife is just... And this is how you have to show your love. You have to feed them with all kind of garbage. That's why people become so sexually perverted. If you go on eating anything without any discrimination, without any discernment, without any intelligence, you are eating all the time garbage, and you think your intelligence will be sharp, or you will be very sensitive, loving. You are just using your body like a garbage bin. You are made it into a shit box. That is the worst thing whenever I go out to watch movies. So I was thinking, what is the point? These idiots. One other thing, that many of the people will use too much fragrance, perfume and all those things. So that also disturbs me. But when I went to these kind of theater, I thought they are less crowded. Most when I went for the first few times, they were almost empty. So I like that. This is good. But now whenever I am going, it is, even if it is half filled, but those people who are there, they are really terrible. They don't know what silence is, what they cannot be silent for some time. And while watching movie, many of them will be talking on the phone or will be doing other things. If you have to do other things, why you have come here? So they know how to just get involved in so many things at the same time, because their inner restlessness is not allowing them to be present in one thing. They cannot, they have lost this capacity. They have attention deficit. They cannot be attentive to anything. So
Correct, Swami.
you were also like this?
No, I go to cinema. That's why just now I say I eat before the movie or after, because when I watch the movie, I will pay 100% attention.
Oh, 100%.
And some people, I don't understand. Some people, because when I watch movie, I don't like to talk at all.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I go out with someone, they will disturb me from watching the movie, so I don't like to talk. But I have some people, when they go to the cinema, they just like to discuss about the movie and all that. Such a nonsense.
Before I used to go with one of my Muslim friend to watch movie, Munawar. He had also this habit. He will be all the time, even while the movie is playing, he will go out and bring something, samosa, chips, something. So I told him that what you are doing. You are sitting like a what potato? Couch potato.
Couch potato.
If you go on eating like munching like this, anything all the time, you will become more fatty. So being with me, he became little spoiled later on. So he will only bring something in interval. I will eat little bit because mostly these are all just junk foods. The movie was very good. In the morning when I woke up, so because now everything is connected, so somewhere it popped out. They were asking for how much to rate the movie out of 10. So I was when something touches me very much emotionally, then I give very high rate. If a movie makes me cry, that means that it has the people who have made it, they are very sensitive. Only then I cannot. There are movies of Shah Rukh Khan and people like him. All these Khans, they try to make you cry, but these are all just very artificial. And there are now comedy show where they force you to laugh. Everyone will start laughing, so you have to laugh. But most of the time there is nothing to laugh. It's only when something is so spontaneous, you were not expecting. Something comes out of blue, and then you also don't know from where the laughter came. That has real significance. But if they are just laughing, they are making it so mental. Vaccine War was the movie that touched me very much because it has very touching about how these scientists, these doctors, they gave their 100%. They were not even sleeping. They were sleeping in the lab for many months. They sacrificed everything just to save people. And it was really very well made. This was a very different kind of movie, but still very brilliant. Even in this movie, most of the time, my energy was at my heart center. So, and the tears were always there to come out, but now I know how to keep it inside. And I feel that I don't know why, I am very attracted to warriors. Because only a person who is not a businessman, who is not calculative, can be a real warrior, can be a really brave man. To be a warrior, you have to jump before you think. If you think before you jump, you cannot be a warrior. And a man who has some glimpse of something which cannot die. If he has felt something, he has some experience of Satori, or some experience where he came to know something which cannot be destroyed, then that person will become a total warrior. And when you are in the battlefield, if you really want to fight well, then your mind has to stop all its chattering. You have to be in total no mind space. Only action, no activity. Only awareness and alertness. So that's why the attraction for war and battle, but when the machine is involved, then it's no longer so brave. When you are fighting with sword, or fighting with arrows, or you are fighting with hand, then it is more test of your valor. But even when you are fighting with guns, then also if you are just afraid, your emotions are overpowering you, you cannot fight. You have to be without thought. If the thought starts coming, then you will become afraid. You have to be just awake and alert. So to be a real warrior, the more meditative you are, the more skillful you will be. What Krishna says, yoga karma kaushalam. I don't know Sanskrit, but it means it is while you are doing something, if you are doing it skillfully, then it becomes yoga. If you are doing it with total presence, when you are undivided, then it is yoga. You are understanding anything or not? Or you are just farting?
Yes, Swami. Yes, understand.
What?
When you are total in something, you are undivided, then it's yoga.
You can do the same thing without any grace and beauty when you are not present. When you are present in something, that brings grace and skill and beauty and capability in the act. Then it becomes yoga. Yoga is not just when you are sitting in meditation. That meditativeness you have to bring to your action also. Then your action becomes skillful. That is kaushal, skill. Hmm? If you ask something about the movie, I may start. Otherwise, after seeing the movie, even before seeing the movie, I was watching some YouTube video on this man, Sam Manekshaw. He was a field marshal. I think the only field marshal in this honorary degree or whatever you call it was given to him. Field marshal. The only man who was made field marshal. So I was, after watching also, I was watching today also what the videos which are available in YouTube, and I saw his interview. Before also I had seen his interview. Very graceful man, very well built, strong man, broad shoulder, but very feminine, great sense of humor. So he has very gentle also. He's an army man, but very sensitive. You won't find even lecturers and people who should be more sensitive. You won't find them. He was very a real man. Why you are just moving your head like a donkey? And I bought today a book also to buy. There were few books available, but I bought that which was comparatively cheaper. First I will read that, and it has less page also. What you are saying?
Biography of the actor or the biography of the person he's acting about.
Why should I buy the book of the actor? Actor is
because just now you said he got field marshal.
Field marshal is a honorary title for the India Army, which is the highest post ever given to an army man in India.
I saw the shot you sent just now. I think today or yesterday you sent the shot. I saw it.
I sent you a small clipping from the movie. You saw the thing or not?
Yeah, I saw it.
So
the
what
actor looks good as for me.
Huh?
The actor looks good.
Actor is he has all. Before also he had he was the chief actor in a war movie. I think the name of the movie was Uri. That was also quite very good movie. So he is good when he plays real character. He is a good actor, very good actor.
I feel good Hindi movies. No Hollywood movie can beat that for me.
Here also most of the movie they make very garbage kind, but now they have started making more biopics kind of movie, which I am more interested in. Because if the person is a real person, some real great person, and you are making movie, then there is something to learn from that movie. Otherwise just your worthless entertainment, it's like the garbage food which you are eating, which people eat in the movies. And these people, like all these Khans, have destroyed all the taste for good movies in India. These movies are called masala movie. Masala, you know what is masala? Spices. So they have just spices.
I think you will like The Real Man because it's very well made.
I will watch it because I want to watch on anything on Bhopal gas tragedy.
Uh, yes. And I think, I don't know how you feel about this kind of CEOs in big companies, but after watching this movie about the Bhopal Junction, I just totally don't feel good about people who are CEO or big companies and all that. You see all those poor Indians, they are such a victim of these big companies. They're so pity, Swami, you see the movie, so pity.
But the Indian government was totally involved in that, the Congress government of that time. They were what it is called hand and gloves involvement. The man who had this, I'm forgetting his name, Cockroachy or whatever his name, I'm forgetting his name. The man was Italian and he had connection with Rajiv Gandhi. At that time he was the Prime Minister, son of Indira Gandhi. He was related to Sonia Gandhi also. So after this gas leak happened, he should have been in jail in India. He should have faced the court here. But Rajiv Gandhi gave his own, he managed to bring him out of that place on his personal plane or something, and then he helped him to escape from India. And afterwards, he had never faced trial in Indian courts because these people they are themselves so corrupt. They are just power hungry monsters, dictators. They have nothing to do with country. The more I come to know about this Rajiv Gandhi's family, Indira Gandhi's family, the more disgusting they look to me. I was just hearing about that how Nepal was the only Hindu country in the whole world. So how it lost its Hindu status. It became now it is almost like a communist country, but now Nepalis they want to become a Hindu country again. So once Rajiv Gandhi and his wife went to Nepal to a very famous temple, the most famous temple in Nepal, Shiva temple, Pashupatinath. It's very famous. The rule in that temple is that only Hindus are allowed. All these rules have been met because Muslims used to desecrate those places. They will throw cows and everything. So later on they made a rule that only Hindus will be allowed, because if there is someone, because even now sometime Muslim will go to some temple as if they are Hindus, and then they will go inside and they will do something. Either they will try to destroy the image, or they will pee there, or they will do anything, whatever. That is, they think they are doing something which will take them to heaven if they do something like that. So once in a while this is happening always in India. So it's a strict rule in Pashupatinath that only Hindus can go there. So Rajiv Gandhi was allowed. Even he should not have been allowed, because he is also not a Hindu. He was also not a Hindu, but they consider him as a Hindu because his mother married to a man. No one knows whether he was a Parsi or a Muslim or mixture of both. And even about Nehru's family, no one knows what they were. It's all mystery. But about Rajiv Gandhi, he was definitely not a pure Hindu. There is a possibility, people say, that he converted to Christianity after marrying to Sonia Gandhi. These are converting religion. They won't accept you as you are. They will convert you definitely. So he was allowed to enter into the temple. But Sonia Gandhi was stopped. She was not allowed. So both the husband and wife became very furious. They became very red with anger. Then he was the Prime Minister at that time of India. So he almost imposed lockdown on Nepal. He stopped necessary things which were going to Nepal, like petrol and medicine and all other things which were required there. He stopped the export of all those things to Nepal. And then he told to his raw people, the Indian intelligence, that you topple this royal family of Nepal, because there were already some Maoist type of people and communist type of people which were supported by China. So the royal family was toppled, and then I don't know how it happened that the one of the king, the elder son of the king of Nepal, they were eating together, and then they have some hot discussions, and in the night time the son killed the whole family, all his brothers and father and mother and everyone. I don't know how it happened, who managed it, whether it was Rajiv Gandhi himself or the Chinese they managed. Maybe they made him into a drug addict, destroyed his brain. But it was not just out of anger he did something. He must have been first, his sanity was destroyed. They do all those things. Somehow it was managed. And almost the whole family was finished. Then I think one of the younger brother remained, but he was not so capable, so he could not run the country. So later on it became a communist country. Now again Nepal wants to become a Hindu country again, because the people are realizing that the conversion is going very fast. Everyone wants, all these people are just land hungry, power hungry. So China also want to just occupy it, and wherever China comes, wherever the shadow of China will fall, that country is totally finished. And then Christian missionaries are also converting very fast. Muslims are increasing their population. They are all, wherever Muslims will be, they will be. Once their population start becoming little more, then they start creating trouble. They will not allow anything in their area. So, but Nepalis they are realizing that they have made a mistake. So they want the royalties to come back, or at least it should be a Hindu state once more. So these kind of people, just because she was not allowed to enter into the temple, if some Hindu is not allowed into a church or a mosque, they will not feel anything. That is the rule one has to follow. If it is only for Muslim or only for Christian, why should one become angry? But you destroyed the whole country. And this. I used to think Rajiv Gandhi, if you look at, he looks so chocolatey, he looks like so gentleman. But sometimes these people who look so gentleman, so chocolatey, so feminine, there are monsters sitting inside them. And there have been so many occasions. Even Indira Gandhi was an expert in this kind of violence. These people are, I don't know how they are regarded as great people. They are worse than monsters. When Indira Gandhi was killed by her own bodyguard, They killed her because one of the reason was that Indira Gandhi sent the army into the Golden Temple, which is the most sacred temple for the Sikhs. So when the army entered, there were lot of killing and bloodshed. Though from the Golden Temple they were doing all kind of terrorist act. It was made into a place where they were keeping all their arms and ammunition. And a so-called Saint Bhinderwala was sitting there, who was nothing but a terrorist. But still the Sikhs didn't like that in their sacred place so much bloodshed happened. And I don't know how they managed, because these were the bodyguards of Indira Gandhi. Both these Sikh people who killed her. Maybe she was warned also by many people that you should remove these Sikh guards. They can be dangerous but she had trust in them. I don't know whether she had trust in them or whatever. So both of them killed her. They pumped about, I don't remember, more than 30-40 bullets in her body. So in that also they say that it was delayed. She was not taken to the nearest hospital. Sonia Gandhi was with her. She took her to a hospital which was at a long distance from the place. So no one knows about these people, what they will do. But when she died, the Congress people, all her party members, they started killing Sikhs anywhere. Wherever they found Sikhs, they started killing them, putting tar on their neck and burning them alive, killing, raping women. So all over India, especially in Delhi and other places, many Sikhs were brutally killed. And this was all done because Rajiv Gandhi wanted it. He wanted to take revenge. And when he was asked that what is happening, he said that when a big tree falls, many people are crushed inside it. It was such an insensitive reply. 2 bodyguards of Indira Gandhi had killed her. That doesn't mean you will kill any innocent Sikh and you will rape their woman, you will burn human being alive. So what you can expect from these people? They have no love for country. They are just power hungry monsters. Any sane man cannot say all those things. He became the Prime Minister. He should have done everything to stop it. But his own ministers were involved in it. They went everywhere. They were leading masses in this mass killing. I saw in my own place here that one of the, I don't know whether first they wanted to kill the Sikh or wanted to just remove his turban, which is a great humiliation for the Sikh if you remove it. It's like killing it's very shameful for them. They will never accept it. So I saw it. The crowd was trying to do something, but I don't know. Somehow the sanity prevailed on them. They put him on their shoulder and then they didn't do anything. Maybe there was no political leader here, so they didn't do that kind of killing thing. So, why you again slept in the night?
Yesterday,
Without, you said you fall asleep on your bed.
fell asleep.
I have heard
Fell
people
asleep,
falling from mountains, from trees, from a staircase, but you are falling on your bed. What happens? You
Because
see these people in these people, when the army was fighting somewhere, I think it was in Burma in the Second World War, where Sam Manekshaw was leading them, because Japan has captured, I think, Mount Pagoda or something, and they wanted to capture a bridge. So at that time, Britishers were the rulers here, so they ordered them to recapture that Mount Pagoda, and there was one other mountain which I forgot. So first of all, some mistake happened, that the Air Force of the India, they thought the Japanese people are there, so they killed their own soldiers. And then later on, they had hand-to-hand combat with the Japanese when they met. And while at that time, the soldiers who went there to fight, they had not slept for 5 nights, and you were sleeping every night so much, and then also you fell asleep. So when you don't love anything, when you don't have passion for anything, then only sleep comes. How these soldiers they can remain without sleep for 5 nights? Because when you feel something is so urgent, then there are deeper layers in you. If you get connected to deeper layer in you, the layer which is on surface will not rule you. That is what George Gurdjieff discovered, that if you go to the extreme of the first layer, which is the physical layer, and if you don't stop there, then you get connected to your own personal, what do you call it? Just wait. Exactly, I don't remember at present, but your own unconscious layer of energy. First layer is your physical layer, which is this on the surface, and then you found your own unconscious layer. If you go on doing something, then the energy comes from deeper layer. It's like when you are feeling like you are totally spent force, you're finished, you cannot even sit, you're just like falling down. But if you find that your house is on fire, then all your tiredness disappears. And the energy from deeper layer comes out. And if you reach to the threshold of that, reach to the maximum level of that, then you get connected to the third layer, which is the collective source of your energy. No, I think the second he called collective source, collective of the whole humanity, of the whole mankind. And then when you go on still, then you reach to the cosmic source of energy, which cannot be tired. Because the energy, if it is pure, it cannot be destroyed, it cannot become tired. When the energy becomes identified with something which can be tired, like body, which has a limitation, then you will feel tired. But energy in itself cannot be tired. When you feel you are this body is dependent on the fuel of the food and other things, prana, energy and all those things. So water and all those things. So it has a limitation. But when you come to know your own source of energy, the pure source, which is not dependent on food or anything, then that energy cannot be tired. That's why it is said that when the whole world is asleep, the yogi is still awake. Because his consciousness, he has come to know that consciousness which needs no sleep. The body is asleep, the body is at rest, but this lamp of consciousness, the inner light is a witness, is watching that the body is asleep. So while the whole world is asleep, the yogi remains awake. But if you are just all the time so routine kind of person, you need 6 hours of sleep, you need 8 hours of sleep, then you will never transcend any boundary line. You will never know your own deeper strength. In army, they are not spiritual seeker, but because they have to work in all kind of condition. When there is war, you cannot just be like you have now. It is your sleeping time, you will go to sleep. Otherwise, the enemies will kill you. You have to be just like a dog. You are sleeping, but at any time when it is needed, you can be just awake. So you need different kind of training. That's why it is said that Napoleon, he will never get tired. He could sleep on his horse. I think it's about Napoleon or Alexander. I don't remember. I think it's about Napoleon. So they have mastered something. About Arjun, it is said that he had conquered his sleep. I think that is the meaning of the word. One of his name was Buddhakesh. That means one who has conquered his sleep. He has become master of his sleep. So in army there is a training. It is called commando training. So there you are trained in very adverse kind of situation. You have to, like in forest, how you will survive. So you have to eat sometimes snake also. You have to maybe drink dirty water, and you are not allowed to sleep. You are put into different kind of very adverse situations. Like you have to be kind of naked while it is snowing. I'm just giving some example, but their training is very tough. And then so if you are not trained in that way, then how can you fight when the real situation comes? So if they are trained, so they said that for 5 nights they have not slept. In their training, they are exposed to such situation where they will not be allowed to sleep. It looks very cruel, but then when the battle happens, those things serves them. So in that war, one of the Japanese soldier, he looked like he is dead, but he was not dead. He was lying among the dead bodies. So when he saw Manekshaw, he just pummeled bullets from his machine gun. So some people say that it was 6 bullets, some says 7, some says 9. I will find out what exactly it was. But then many part of his body, liver, intestine, kidney, everything was totally damaged. He was lying there, but then it was said that because the Indian soldiers were retreating, so they were said that anyone who is injured should be left there, because otherwise you will also be killed. So you have to save your life. But one of the man, he was, I think, a Sardarji. That was shown in the movie also. Subedar something, very junior kind of officer. I think he must have loved this man very much, so he put him on his shoulder. He somehow managed to bring him back to the place where they were being given medical treatment. But when the doctors saw him, they said it's of no use. He's almost dead. He cannot be saved. But it is said that he put his machine gun on doctor. Someone was saying, I don't know exactly whether he put it or not, but he said that I have not brought him just so that he should die. You try to save him. Maybe he put his machine gun also. Sardarjis are very, if they decide to do something, they will do. So then his intestine was cut half, something like that, and later on he revived and he was started getting well. And I think when he was very badly injured, then the doctor asked how it happened. So he said that some mule, you know what is mule? In Hindi it is called khachar. They're like, it's a very condemnatory term. So he kicked me. So the doctor said that this man, he is dying, but still he has such a great sense of humor. He is worth saving. So he did his very best to save him, and his life was saved. So when you are hit with 6 or 9 bullets, your whole system is destroyed. Then your fear will disappear, fear for death. Later on, he became a great commander-in-chief of Indian Army. I don't know whether any of that scar remained on. It was giving any trouble to him or not, but he looked very good health, so maybe he was totally recovered. Very great immunity system. And you are disturbed by small things. 6 or 9 bullet hitting him, almost dead, and he's saying, some mule kicked me. Or some donkey kicked me, something like that. But in the movie they said mule.